Hello my mythical mangoes, it's your boy Zeonic Blader, and in this video I will be ranking every Mythic Bakugan released in Bakugan Evolutions from worst to best. I will be ranking them by their overall competitive viability in the Bakugan Pro TCG. But enough talk, let's get on with the list. Number 10. Aurelus Mythic Dragonoid. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of two green fists, which are known for their mid boosts and damage. Aurelus Mythic Dragonoid has a stat line of 300 B power and 5 damage, as well as having two effects. First is the ability to reroll once per turn, which is an effect all Mythic Bakugan have. And second is gaining 1000 B power when on a green fist. Unfortunately, even with that hefty boost, with Green Fist only giving 150 B power and boost, Aurelus Mythic Dragonoid is only at 1450 B power, which is too low in the Evolutions format where 1650 is the minimum to aim for. Aurelus Mythic Dragonoid does have potential due to its base 5 damage. If it were to use another Bakugan's high damage boosting Helix or Fire Fist core, it could reach or surpass the 10 damage minimum we want to aim for a highest damage wins play. However, Aurelus Mythic Dragonoid is not a good core sharing partner, since in return it only gives back Green Fists, which are not ideal due to their low stat boosts. Number 9. Aquos Mythic Fangzor. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of two shield cores, which are known for their mid boosts and B power. Aquos Mythic Fangzor has a stat line of 700 B power and 2 damage, as well as a reroll effect and the effect of gaining an additional 500 B power when on a shield core. With Aquos Mythic Fangzor, you're going to want to focus on B power. When on the plus 400 shield core, as well as the additional 500 from the effect, Aquos Mythic Fangzor is at 1600 B power, which is just under the 1650 B power minimum that we want, which is unfortunate. However, for a while, Aquos Mythic Fangzor was worth using in the very early parts of the Evolutions format before more stronger Aquos Bakugan were released, so that's something at least. Number 8. Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of two Fire Fists, which are great due to them giving the highest damage boost in the game compared to all the other cores. Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid has a stat line of 600 B power and 4 damage, as well as the reroll effect and the effect of removing an opposing Bakugan's core when opening on a Fire Fist. Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid can focus on tool brawl tactics as a damage dealer or core manipulator. As a core manipulator, Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid isn't the best, since when on the plus 250 B power boosting Fire Fist, Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid is at 850 B power. While it makes it stronger than a lot of Bakugan after their cores are removed, Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid is still vulnerable against Bakugan with base powers higher than 850. And with there being many 1000 base B power Bakugan in this format, it is something that is risky. Luckily, Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid can also work as a highest damage wins play Bakugan, since not only does it reach the 10 damage minimum when on the plus 6 Fire Fist, since Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid is Pyrus, it brings in the highest damage wins play initiator cards like Nillious and Mac, making Pyrus Mythic Dragonoid a versatile Bakugan. Number 7. Aquos Mythic Hydrus. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of two green fists. Aquos Mythic Hydrus has a stat line of 300 B power and 6 damage, as well as the reroll effect and the ability to steal a Bakugan's core and attach it onto itself when Aquos Mythic Hydrus opens on a green fist. Core stealing is great, since even though Aquos Mythic Hydrus only reaches 450 B power when on the plus 150 B power boosting Green Fist, if it steals another high B power boosting Helix or Magic Shield, it can overcome even the base 1000 B power Bakugan, which is great. However, it is cutting it a bit close, which brings Aquos Mythic Hydrus back a little bit. Number 6. Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of two Helix cores. Helix is great because they give high boost in B power at the expense of damage, or high boost in damage at the expense of B power, making them very versatile. Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja has a stat line of 600 B power and 7 damage, as well as the reroll effect and ability to remove an opposing Bakugan's core when opening on a Helix core. Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja is great because it can be useful in two methods of brawling. First, when on the -200B power plus 5 damage Helix core, Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja is at 12 damage, which is great for a highest damage wins play. Second, when on the plus 600B power Helix core, Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja is at 1000B power, meaning it can beat most Bakugan once their cores are removed, while matching with the Bakugan that have base 1000B power. While Ventus Mythic Fade Ninja doesn't outright beat those base 1000B power Bakugan, since it ties with them, it at least evens out the playing field. Number 5. Ventus Mythic Trox. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of 2 shield cores. Ventus Mythic Trox has a stat line of 700B power and 2 damage, as well as 2 effects: reroll and adding an additional core from the field when opening on a shield core. With Ventus Mythic Trox, you're going to want to focus on B power. When on 2 400B power boosting shield cores, Ventus Mythic Trox is at 1500B power. However, if you pick up a 650 magic shield instead of a second shield core, with the core adding effect, Ventus Mythic Trox will reach 1750B power, which is great. Preferably, you're going to want to take the magic shield from your opponent instead of using your own, so that you can deprive them of those cores while you benefit from them. Number 4. Darkus Mythic Nillious. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of 2 Helix cores. Darkus Mythic Nilius has a stat line of 600B power and 6 damage, as well as the effect of rerolling and adding an additional core from the field onto itself when opening on a Helix core. Darkus Mythic Nilius can excel in both B power and high damage. When on 2 plus 600B power minus 3 damage Helix core, Darkus Mythic Nilius is at 1800B power. When on 2 minus 200B power plus 5 damage Helix cores, Darkus Mythic Nilius is at 16 damage. While Darkus Mythic Nilius does sacrifice one stat for the other, the one that does get the boost becomes very strong. If 0 damage is not your forte, you can always take your opponent's plus 650 magic shield to be at 1850B power and 3 damage, while also depriving your opponent from their cores. Number 3. Haos Mythic Pegatrix. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of 2 magic shields, which are great because they can give the highest B power boost in the game compared to the other cores. Haos Mythic Pegatrix has a stat line of 500 B power and 5 damage, as well as a reroll effect and ability to remove an opposing Bakugan's core when opening on a magic shield. Haos Mythic Pegatrix excels both as a core sharing teammate or a core remover. As a teammate, Haos Mythic Pegatrix can give away its 2 high B power boosting magic shields and take a teammate's 2 high damage boosting Helix or Fire Fist cores, since it can reach the 10 damage minimum for a highest damage wins play. As a core remover, Haos Mythic Pegatrix is great because when on the plus 650 magic shield, Haos Mythic Pegatrix is at 1150 B power, making it stronger than any other Bakugan once their cores are removed. Number 2. Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of 2 Fire Fists. Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid has a stat line of 900 B power and 5 damage, as well as the reroll effect and ability of removing an opposing Bakugan's core when Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid opens on a Fire Fist. Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid can excel in 2 brawl tactics. When focusing on damage, Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid can reach 11 damage when on a plus 6 damage boosting Fire Fist, which is great for a highest damage wins play. As a core remover, Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid is great because when on the plus 250 B power boosting Fire Fist, Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid is at 1150 B power, making it stronger than any other Bakugan once their cores are removed. And number 1. Darkus Mythic Gorthion. This Bakugan has a core lineup of 2 shield cores. However, Darkus Mythic Gorthion makes this usually poor core lineup great. Darkus Mythic Gorthion has a stat line of 800 B power and 1 damage, as well as the reroll effect and the ability of stealing your opponent's Bakugan's core when opening on a shield core. Darkus Mythic Gorthion reaches 1200 B power when on the plus 400 B power boosting shield core, making it already stronger than any other Bakugan once their core is removed. However, since Darkus Mythic Gorthion steals the other core and attaches it onto itself, that 1200 can easily get up to 1850 when stealing a plus 650 magic shield. As a result, Darkus Mythic Gorthion is the best core stealing Bakugan in the format. To be honest, these top 3 Mythic Bakugan are very close and can be interchanged depending on your preference. If you prefer a Bakugan that can core manipulate and be a highest damage wins play Bakugan on its own, then Pyrus Elemental Mythic Dragonoid is the best. If you want a Bakugan that can core manipulate but also be a good core sharing teammate, then Haos Mythic Pegatrix is the best. If you want a Bakugan that can core manipulate but also boost its B power up high enough where you don't have to worry as much about your opponent shortening the power gap with action cards, then Darkus Mythic Gorthion is the best. To be honest, Mythic Bakugan that can core manipulate are very strong since they can also reroll, which means if your opponent decides to reroll to get another core once your Bakugan has removed or stolen theirs, then you can reroll yourself and redo the whole thing, which is actually pretty busted, which is a shame these Mythic Bakugan are only available in a few parts of the world. Well, this has been Zeonic Blader with my worst to best of the Mythic Bakugan from Bakugan Evolutions. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you liked the video, hit the like button. Or don't, I'm not the boss of you. But be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya.